she's saying, because she can work with the upper there, and there is a chart here showing an incremental improve in the absorption of the 30% development funds, where the previous rate was 2.1 billion. This financial year, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Mr. Chair, this is of time. We can stop that clip.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair.
Council, you have a total of 40 minutes left, so you must finish the examination in Kyiv within 20 minutes.
Okay, Mr.
Now, Your Excellency, the Governor.
Yes.
That clip that has been played, where was that forum?
That was Senate, and they were explaining the Controller of Budget's report and the observations that were made by the Controller of Budgets. Our revenue, we did well in revenue, increased. As per the attached document in the affidavit, also improvement in the use of IFMIS and internet banking to processing financial transactions, Mr. Chair. Also, if you go to 3308, observation and recommendation by the Controller of Budget, the county made progress in addressing some of the challenges previously identified in the implementation of budget. Some of the progress made included improved compliance with Article 207 of the Constitution of Kenya regarding depositing funds at source in terms of revenue collection into the CRF account, Mr. Chair. There's a chart provided by the COB, which has explained everything, Mr. Chair. Another important point, which I'd like to mention at this juncture, and that, remember, Mr. Speaker, is the Controller of Budget, not Sonko, not the County Government of Nairobi. A total of 20.4 billion was spent on both development and recurrent activities, Mr. Speaker. This expenditure represented 120.3% of the total funds released from CRF amount, and was an increase of 19.8% from Kenya shillings 88.4% recorded in the last financial year 2017-2018, Mr. Speaker. 3119 presents a comparison between, okay, that's a graph, Mr. Speaker, but there is also, Mr. Speaker, an improvement in development expenditure, which recorded an absorption of 78.9%, which was an increase from 26.1% attained in the financial year 2017-2018. Conversely, Mr. Speaker, recurrent expenditure represented 90.8% annual recurrent budget, an increase from 88% recorded in financial year 2017-2018, Mr. Speaker.
So now,
the document is in the public domain, Mr. Speaker.
Would you wish to have that document relied upon by the Senate when it retires to look at, to consider this particular motion?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Now, before I hand you over to my learned friend, Mr. Odieki and Mr. Kinyanjui, would you confirm that your systems are up and running?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, our systems are up and running.
Mr. Speaker, at this juncture, I'll hand over the mantle to my learned friends to finalize.
I hope you have noted the timelines I gave.
Mr. Speaker, as it is, and as you appreciate that in the doctrine of fair trial and in ensuring that the governor gets adequate time to defend himself, and he's the one that is actually is like an accused person. Mr. Speaker, we urge the honorable members in this House at least, you know, the upon quite as it is, those questions and the church, as much as there are four, they are in limps, Mr. Speaker. And you've seen from his testimony, he's been dealing with documents, he's been dealing with answers document by document. And that has taken quite some time, Mr. Speaker. This is an impeachment proceeding where his fundamental rights are likely to be affected, and also the democratic rights of the people of Nairobi. So I would ask Mr. Speaker to extend lenience in relation to His Excellency the Governor and give him additional time.
Next, Councillor Evans, take over. There's Evans here. Let him proceed.
Mr. Speaker, sir, and the Senate, I'm going to have military precision so that we cover more territory. Governor, before you conclude what you are doing, I want to take you to page 582. We are dealing with the book was dealing with volume D3. Page 582, please. Very quickly. (582, 583), volume D3, D, volume 3. No, this is 10D2. 10D2. Sorry. I'm saying volume D, volume 3, at page 582, 583. Are you there, Governor? It is written 10D2 at the top. Are you there?
No.
You are there? 582.
Yes.
It starts at 581. 581. 582.
Yes.
583.
Yeah.
In fact, if you look at page 583, the World Bank praised you for implementing several projects in the city. 583 at the top. 583.
This means the control of control of budget, not revenue. Yes, the control of budget. I think the highest expenditure.
Can you read the bottom of the page? Just one sentence. The praise you received from the control of budget for implementing government projects.
Yeah, the last part, let me read
It started the county attained the highest expenditure.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Yes, Mr. Speaker. It reads, the county that attained highest expenditure in absolute terms were Nairobi City County at 29.4
Billion.
billion,
Yes. You can even stop there. So even the Director of Budget appreciated your good work in terms of expenditure. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, go to the next page. The European Commission awarded you with the highest distinction for recovering grabbed land. That is the cemetery.
Which page?
Page, then the next page. The other page, the photo in the next page.
Yes.
Yeah? Can you
Yes.
confirm that?
Yes.
Your Lordship, you mean, Mr. Speaker, sir, that is page 584. You received the highest honor from the European Commission for recovering public land that had been grabbed. Cemetery.
This was in
Commonwealth Cemetery.
Yes, yes, Mr. Chairman.
Correct? Then I want to take you to page 610, the same document. 610. 610. You've been accused that you facilitated your daughter to travel, pretending that she was a sub-county officer.
16.
Page 610.
Yeah.
Same document, page 610.
Yes, I'm there.
Are you there?
Yes.
That letter is from who?
The letter is from the Presidency, Executive Office of the President, Head of Public Service,
Head of Public Service.
dated March 7th of March 2015.
2015.
Yes.
It is written to 2018. It is written to the Cabinet Secretary, Madam Kobia,
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
in charge of public service.
Yes.
And what is the instruction?
The instructions from the Head of Public Service addressing the letter to Professor Margaret Kobia, Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Public Service, Youth, and General Affairs.
Yes.
References government delegation to the 62nd session of the Commission on the Status of Women, CSW 2018.
In New York.
Yes.
Is there anywhere there where your daughter is referred as a sub-county administrator?
No, Mr. Speaker.
So that is the creation of the move of the motion. Isn't that correct?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
So your daughter traveled as a part of the government delegation, and the national government made part of the bills of the travel. Isn't that correct?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
And then the other overheads were also made by the county, 611, page 611.
Yes, I can see that.
You can see the letter from the county to the embassy.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Isn't that correct?
Yes.
So the move of the motion lied that your daughter traveled on account of misrepresentation as a sub-county administrator. Isn't that correct?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Let me take you to another area very quickly.
614.
I want you to go to the same page.
614 also.
Okay, you go to 614. 614. You confirm that your wife traveled as First Lady of Nairobi City County.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
That's why she was included in the government delegation.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
And you can see at page 614,
Yes.
that is the appeal. And that's why the last witness took interest to pay for that because it was an official delegation.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I wish to confirm to the House. This is an invoice where Mr. Speaker, and as you can see from the receipt, the numbers are there for confirmation. The invoice, my wife deposited at the hotel cash, not from the Nairobi City County government, although the trip was official and genuine because they were both part of the government delegation, confirmed by State House. But Mr. Chair, there was a cash deposit of $1,200 as deposit credit for rooms, meals. Then even at some point, my wife ran her own credit card. On page 615, the second last item, she ran her Visa card for another $1,500 payment. So the other things, even on page 616, and also the summary
Okay.
of page 617, Mr. Speaker,
Yes.
The hotel is 246 Spring Street, New York,
Yes.
NY 10013. The phone number for the hotel is there. The physical address is there. The hotel is in US.
So in other
And I want to
words,
confirm.
Governor, you are
All-
telling the Senate that
Yeah.
the issue was done in an open, transparent, and accountable manner.
But one thing I would like to bring to the attention of this House, even yesterday you saw in Citizen, how this was exaggerated. This is just a smear campaign, Mr. Speaker, by the system and the cartels in the county who have ganged up against me, Mr. Speaker, honorable members. The headline of Citizen, and I demand an apology from them all, we take them to court. They said my daughter spent 840 million, Mr. Speaker. Even that allegation is not even in the impeachment motion, Mr. Speaker. The amount in question is only 2.6 million. I don't know where.
Go to run through 633 to 6 so that I deal with that issue once and for all. To 643. It's the same document. Towards the end, yeah. Just go ahead. 633. Confirm that Mr. Evans Ondieki is one of your lawyers who was dealing with this matter.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Sir.
You confirm that?
Yes.
And you gave him instructions to go and file your defense at the Nairobi City County Assembly,
Yes, Mr.
plus the accompanying document and evidence.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
And you can confirm from the photos in page 633 to 643 that he was denied access. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
So you were never given a chance to hear, they never gave you a chance to hear your side of the story.
No, they never give.
They didn't even give you a chance to file your documents.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
I will now take you to document number 1. This is the document number 1, and I want you to go to page 33. Your Lordship, sorry, the Honorable Senate, this is the affidavit which my colleague was using. I want you to go to page 30, page 59. The affidavit, the one written one, affidavit number 1. It is 10H, 10H, sorry, 10H. Page 59. Page 59. Mr. Governor, confirm that much earlier before this motion was initiated, you had written a letter to the Director of DCI requesting thorough investigation of the embezzlement of public funds by the County Assembly. If you are at page 59, Honorable Senators, you will see that. Had you done that before the motion? Much earlier? Sorry?
Yeah. It was, the letter was dated, Mr. Speaker,
Yes.
Monday, 23rd November 2020. A complaint
Yes.
to investigate embezzlement of funds, Nairobi City County. Letter is addressed to DCI.
Yes.
It was received on 23rd November 2020,
Yes.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Now, you confirm that that is the nexus, that is the origin of your problems that led to this notice of motion to impeach you. Can you confirm that?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Now, quickly, I want to cover one more issue so that I donate my minutes to my colleague, because I think we have moved quite fast. I want you to answer this allegation from your heart. You've been accused. I know you are a father. You are a grandfather. You are a father-in-law. You've been accused that you molested workers and colleagues. And I want you from the bottom of your heart to answer that straight, whether you have ever harassed any workers.
No, Mr. Chair.
So all of these sensationalized accusations are meant to besmirch your reputation.
No, these are just accusations, Mr. Chair. In the instance of time, there were clips which we had prepared to be aired for members to confirm about the true story of all the events that was transpiring in the Nairobi City County. Mr. Speaker, my first month in office, I received some information from a county staff who was supposed to be my witness, but because of time and the manner which we are proceeding, in the instance of time, she was not given a chance to come and adduce her evidence before this honorable house. My first month in office, Mr. Speaker, I was tipped off that the staff at the cash office, they were stealing daily over or between 30 to 60 million a day, Mr. Speaker. The clips are in the public domain. The questions are in the public domain, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I personally decided to do an impromptu visit or inspection at the cash office. I went there with some of the officers, CID officers attached to the county. We also reported the matter to EACC. There are officers who also came. And Mr. Speaker, when we were conducting this search, we found it was true because we found the county cashiers, some with money in their socks, suits, Mr. Speaker. We recovered around 30 million in cash, Mr. Speaker. Documents are there, but in the instance of time, I'll not go to that. Mr. Speaker, they were all arraigned in court. They went to High Court to challenge this decision by petition number 79 of 2017, Labor Relations Court, before Justice Helen Wasila. Their case was dismissed. The judge said the governor has a right of suspending, terminating services of any staff, provided there's a disciplinary action that was being taken, Mr. Speaker.
Okay.
So we have got so many clips, but because of time, we can't.
Finally, Governor, one at the third President of the Republic of Kenya, one of the most respected African leaders, aliambia driver yake, pumbavu wewe, mafia kuku. Lakini the context was driver alikuwa na reverse in public. Clips were played here where people tried to play some remarks you made. Can you clarify to this Senate in what context you made some remarks? Simbona that it comes out.
What is it, Council? You've not given you.
No, what I was saying on a light note, you are
No. There's a council who was standing.
I was saying that the freedom of speech allows us to speak. It depends on which context you are speaking. So I wanted him to clarify some things that were played here yesterday.
You know, you have now a total of 15 minutes.
I wanted my learned colleague to conclude, to cap it up. Just 5 minutes. Your Lordship, Mr. Speaker, sir. This is a process that is more complex. It is a political process. It is a Siamese twin, which is both political, judicial, and social. So it is actually, it's a difficult thing to deal with. You saw when they would try to impeach Trump, people were asking, where is the evidence? Where is the evidence? So, Your Lordship, it is good. You have given us time, and we thank you. You have listened to us. Please, Mr.
Maybe, Mr. Speaker, before we move to the next question, I just want to air a 1 minute audio. ICT, because they aired clips, we just want to air one clip by Paul Kiiru, ICT, Paul Kiiru clip, similar matter which is in court. Paul, habari yako? Wewe unaitwa Paul Kiiru? Mimi naitwa Governor Sonko.
Okay.
I've got 2 issues with you, my friend. Wewe bado ni kijana?
Yes.
Sasa kuharibu unga yako na profession yako. Ile ukora ulikuwa unafanya zamani, wachana naye. Unajua ile mambo mmefanya rates. Wewe na kina Joseph. So you know what you did? You tamper with the system, kunyima county revenue, munaregesha rates chini, watu hawalipi. I've got over 200 cases against you. But you are still young. I don't want to spoil your career. Can you assure me that we're going to stop?
Yes, we'll work on that.
You'll work on that?
Yes.
How soon are you going to stop it? Just I want you to confirm you're going to stop those games, because tukiendelea kwa njia ile we are heading nowhere, my friend. Tukiendelea na njia ni makosa. Yeah? And me, I'm warning you. Already nishaandika complaint kwa DCI, but I just want to warn you to stop it. Start kuongeza cases mingi against you. Yeah? Yeah? Just tell your colleagues to stop it.
I'll do that.
Are we together?
Yes.
Wacheni hiyo ukora. Nyinyi ndio mnanichokoza wenyewe. Alafu mnasema kazi yangu ni kushika watu ovyo ovyo. So wewe ndio Paul Kiru. Na uko na mwenzako anaitwa Robert Okiri.
Yes.
Did you see my letter of complaint on that plot?
No, I haven't seen it. My colleague is on the manager's sending it.
But it is you. But it is you and Robert ambaye mlikuwa approach na Joseph. Mwajua vile mlifanya mkatamba na system.
Okay, my part. I'll make sure it's monitored. Make sure nothing goes on.
Can that stop? Can we agree that can that stop from today?
Yes, I'll make sure it's monitored.
Okay. I'm giving you a warning, and I'll also call your colleague, Robert Okiri. I want that to stop. Shughulikieni matumbo yenu na familia zenu. Wizi ya pesa ya umma tafadhali wachaneni naye. Nitawapeleka jela. Let this be the last warning. Na zile zote ziko kwa process, wachana nazo. Kama uko na shida, come to my office, face me, see me. Nitakusaidia. Please. ICT is a very sensitive docket. Alafu Jambo Pay, the migration of data kutoka Saturday ianze. Inakuja, niko na intelligence yote. Imekuja ikafika 75% ya Jambo Pay conspire na wao mkazima. Ikaenda tena the next day, ikafika 84%, ikazimwa tena.
I wonder what to find a transfer.
Yes. Yes.
So now that we decided, but other people what to do, we will go and get the data ourselves. So that you might not kusema inakwama.
Yes.
At least to avoid the issue. So kuna barua ambayo itafanywa.
Okay, this is of time, Mr. Speaker. Because we're running out of time. These are normal conversations which I normally have with especially staff who are suspected to be corrupt. We normally give them warnings. Maybe in the manner in which we are warning them, they change the story, then it becomes that the governor is intimidating the staff. This clip was captured or recorded in 2019. It's part of the ongoing proceedings in the criminal case in court, Mr. Speaker. I've got several clips, Mr. Speaker, my conversation with various, especially the women senior officers in the county, and there is nowhere where I've abused or broken the law, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I will wind up in a few minutes because we have been given 20 minutes and we have to plead that time with Mr. Ondieki, so I'll take no more than, say, 5 minutes.
It's 5 minutes, yeah.
5 minutes. Mr. Governor, Your Excellency the Governor, when you sent Advocate Ondieki to the County Assembly to represent you, had you been served with the documents now relied upon by the County Assembly on allegations by the mover of the motion?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Yesterday we heard from Ms. Janet, your former CC for Education, that she had a deposition before this Honorable House. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members, that deposition was dated the 14th of December. 14th of December, Your Excellency, 2 days ago. Had you been served with that deposition?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Nevertheless, had you insulted Janet?
No.
Ever intimidated Janet?
No.
Ever even called her 2 a.m.?
No.
No. Did you see any evidence from her that you are doing that?
No, Mr. Speaker, and I still have the phone which has all the communications between myself and her since 2018.
I asked her for her WhatsApp printout and she had none.
I have my original phone and I am willing to give it to the House to do further investigations.
Have you been summoned by the DCI or any other organ that you have abused her?
No, but when we are investigating this bursary check, Mr. Speaker, and you've seen what transpired, I just warned her, because she was also mentioned in this bursary case. She was conspiring with MCS to get blank checks, give to junior clerks, they fill names, type, then take to the bank. She was part and parcel of this scandal. So when I questioned her, and these people were arrested, she decided to resign. And I even never suspended her, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. So we saw your analysis of the funds that were being siphoned from the county assembly, going to the benefit of MCAs. What at the time that Janet was the CEC for education?
It was the same time when we lost these funds, and we proved her wrong because her accomplices were charged. And I don't know why the investigating officers to date, they have not arrested her, but we know her husband is a senior officer at the DCI attached to the United Nations, so she cannot be touched.
Now, all those allegations touch on your evidence touch on your evidence in, paragraph 2A of the allegations against you. Now, you were elected by over 885,000 citizens of Nairobi.
Yes.
Were any of these people, to your knowledge, consulted by the Nairobi City County Assembly before moving this motion of impeachment?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Were you supplied with any document on public participation that the members of whichever ward in this county were consulted to actually impeach you?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Again, you have been accused of discrimination, that you have abused your office. Have you ever discriminated against anybody?
No.
On the basis of a religion?
No, Mr.
On the basis of race?
No, Mr. Speaker.
On the basis of tribe?
No, Mr. Speaker.
You have been accused of abusing your office by enriching yourself. Do you recall receiving 50 million to your office? 50 million in the budget of 2018, 2018?
No, Mr. Speaker, but at this juncture, there was a confidential budget that was allocated to me by the members of the county assembly, 50 million. We never utilized that budget. I think the document is annexed in one of the affidavits, Mr. Speaker. They wanted me to be part and parcel of their scandals in swindling taxpayers' money. I refused. They allocated me the 50 million budget. It was returned to Treasury during the end of financial year, Mr. Speaker. I never touched a coin.
You steered away from touching county money?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
You have allegations made against you that you actually have stolen county money, and therefore you are facing 2 anti-corruption cases. Have you been found guilty in those cases?
No, Mr. Speaker. And at this juncture, Mr. Speaker, I know we are running out of time, but there's a very sensitive clip, a very sensitive one, the second of this motion. And I remember the Senate at some point resolved that Jumbo Pay services should be terminated. When we're terminating these services, Mr. Speaker, and that is in the affidavit council, I think we look for it. The second of this motion, with the CEO of Jumbo Pay, came to my house in Kanamai, and it is captured by DCI because the case was under investigation. And DCI officers came with their recorders, Mr. Speaker. A certificate was done. We captured the current majority leader, Abdi Hassan Guyo, and Jumbo Pay CEO. And the transcript is there. The audio from DCI is there. The case is still under investigations. They told me, wewe ni mjinga, utaki kukula. I want that clip to be prepared by ICT. It was captured by DCI. Wewe ni mjinga, utaki kukula. Sisi na Kidero tumekula 7 billion in 5 years.
As they prepare that clip,
unatukanyagia.
As they prepare that clip, the mover of this motion, Kulad, I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, sir, I think, Mr. I recall that word.
Towards the end of that clip, they offered me 5 million a day, 5 million a day from the county revenue. They gave me staff to work with them. They didn't know I had a DCI recorder. The case is still ongoing. Anytime the file has already been forwarded to DPP. They told me they are going to offer me 5 million in a day. They didn't know that I had the recorder from the DCI. I told them, Sawa, I'm ready.
Okay.
Go towards the end where they're offering me 5 million.
Actually, your time is up. It's not clear at all, okay? At least you have made your point.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, because of time.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, Your Excellency. Who is telling you to take who took 7 billion? Who is the one telling that story or that narrative? shown a penny moving from the county government coffers to your account?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Any penny?
No.
1 shilling?
No.
Not even a penny?
No.
Now let me wind up. As you have addressed the issue of the motivation of this impeachment motion, is it not true that on the 23rd of November this year, you reported the DCI, the mover of the motion had taken 823,000 shillings, 324, page 60 and page 59 and 60 of your volume 10H. That's the letter that you wrote to the DCI, yes. 23rd. That is 2 days before the impeachment motion.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we annexed all the vouchers. We annexed all the vouchers, the air tickets, 59 years. The voucher is there on page 60. How the money was disbursed to his account.
He acknowledged, so that we save time. He acknowledged he received the money.
Yes,
and he said and he pleaded that he is going to return the funds.
Yes.
And now the question is this. Did you receive any documents from the mover of the motion in connection with his payment, the refund of this money?
No, Mr. Speaker.
I wind up by asking you the last question.
Actually, no, your time is up.
My time is up. My very last question, Mr. Speaker, sir. Your Excellency, you have shown and demonstrated that the motivation of this impeachment motion is not about your efficiency or lack thereof. That your CECs have been functioning, that your departments have been functioning. Have you ever been summoned to the county assembly in the manner that you're now before these honorable members to answer the questions about the movement of funds, the use of resources in the Nairobi City County, or the abuse that is alleged against you by your CECs or any of them, to answer any of them?
No.
Thank you. How do you plead? How do you plead to these charges? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty, Mr. Speaker, honorable members.
And you ask these honorable members to look at that evidence and say no impeachment. Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Thank you, honorable.
Thank you, Council. Before you come, I just wanted to, I know we ran out of time that was given to the governor, but like we all know, impeachment of a governor is a weighty matter, and therefore we want to give every party a fair opportunity and a fair chance. Therefore, I'll give you 1 hour to cross-examine the governor, and please make sure that you operate, try as much as possible to operate within that 1 hour, because we have other, the program is still long, the schedule is long.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, as we progress, we'll be asking for latitude and magnanimous from your bench so that we're able to deal and give justice to this case. Your Excellency, Governor Mikesonko, good afternoon. I'll be asking you some questions in respect to the proceedings before us.
Yes.
And I believe that you've had an opportunity of looking at the charges that have been labeled as against you, yes?
Yeah.
But before I go to that, Mr. Governor, kindly allow me to ask you whether you are the same person, and you only need to answer yes or no, who appears in the name of Mike Kyoko, Mikesonko, Mbuvi, Gideon. Yes?
Those are the same names.
You also Mbuvi, Gideon, Kyoko, Mikesonko. Yes?
Those are the same names. You're just repeating.
Are you also Mbuvi, Gideon, Kyoko, alias Mike Sonko Mbuvi, Gideon, alias Mbuvi Kyoko, alias, yes? Are you the same person?
There's no difference.
Yes or no?
There's the same, you're just putting.
Did you have a look,
and at the end,
Governor?
movie?
Governor?
Yes.
Did you have a look at your description in the charge sheet in case number 32 of 2019? Did you?
Yes, I looked at the description, but Mr. Speaker.
Yes, just answer yes or no. You have had a look at it, yes?
This is a matter, that's a matter which is still in court.
Right.
Not been convicted. Yes. And Mr. Speaker, in fact, there is something.
Governor, please, I am the one asking.
Okay,
just kindly cooperate. Kindly cooperate.
Prepare that clip of Guyo giving up the ESCC director
Mr.
30
Governor,
million, 30 million at Hero.
Governor, I wish
Just a minute. I need to follow, so let's have some order.
Yes, Mr. Governor, much obliged. Mr. Speaker, sir, you led evidence in this Senate in respect to the bursary diversion, yes?
Yes.
Which bursaries were you addressing? Which financial year were you addressing in your videos?
2 financial years, 2017, 2018, and 2018, 2019, 2019, 2020.
2020. And it is your evidence that the 2019, 2020 bursary was never uploaded to your accounts, yes? Yes or no?
We never.
You never
it was
received that
uploaded,
money?
but money were never released by Treasury because of COVID. Schools were closed.
Good, you've answered.
Schools were closed, and
You've answered,
the
Mr.
money
Governor.
was returned back to CBK.
Governor, do you remember you showing us a video clip here, yes?
Yes.
Of a certain girl somewhere in a slum?
Yes.
And you are demonstrating that she received approximately 53,000 of the check, yes?
That was for the previous financial year.
No, Mr. Governor.
Yes,
I'm asking
not
you.
for 2020,
Governor,
19, 2020.
you recall or you don't recall?
I recall, but not for that particular year.
Do
For
you
the
recall-
previous year, even the bank statement for
Governor.
previous year. we have-
Order. Council, take him slowly. Yeah, you are pushing him.
Governor.
You are pushing him too fast. Eh?
Okay.
Please just be a bit.
I'll be slow with him,
Okay.
but I'm mindful of time. Governor,
You just want to annoy me. I'll not go to that. I'll not play your card. my
Mr.
friend. Just
Kinyanjui.
talk. I'll be
Governor,
calm.
do you recall you telling us that is 6 months ago? Yes or no?
6 months ago.
Do you recall or you don't recall?
No,
Governor.
6 months ago, those were allegations by your client, the
Governor.
mover, who said
So-
we spent the money for.
Council, what is your intervention?
Mr. Speaker, sir, His Excellency the Governor should be given leeway, room to answer, so that honorable members, Mr. Speaker, sir, can be clear about the answer to their issues.
I have already pronounced myself on that.
Much obliged.
Okay.
Also, Mr. Speaker, ask the witness to answer the question that is put to him. If I need a yes or no, let him answer so.
No, I cannot mislead this house like what your client did. I have to give correct questions. I'm on oath.
So which financial year that were you presenting the checks in respect to? The 6 months ago?
No, 6 months ago was not about presentation of check. Stop misleading the house. 6 months ago was the allegations made by your client that we diverted bursary funds to pay legal, which was a lie.
So, Governor, are you recanting your evidence? Are you recanting
I
your
think you're trying to
evidence?
mislead the house. I cannot go that angle. I'll speak the truth. Because just 2 months
Okay.
ago.
You open your book, your big volume,
Yes, I cannot.
10H.
Bring.
At page 234.
234, yes.
What does that document relate to?
234, these are bank statement
Yes. For which year?
from 2016
Is that the year under trial in this Senate?
to 2018.
Is that the year under trial?
This is the year where your
Good.
clients swindle taxpayers' money to enrich their families and wives.
Governor, you had a list of advocates that were supposed to represent you in these proceedings, yes?
Yes,
And you remember you putting in a notice of appointment, correct?
yes,
Would you grab your notice of appointment?
yes,
Would you grab a copy of the same?
yes. My lawyers are looking for it. Or if you have a copy, you can also give me as well. Give me your extra copy. Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Would you read the list of the advocates appearing that you intended to present before this Senate?
Evans Ondiek, Wilfred Nyamu. Yes, give me a copy.
Yes?
Wilfred Nyamu, Diana Keti Kilonzo, who is represented by.
It's okay, just proceed.
Mutula Kilonzo, due to
I have
conflict
not
of
asked you
interest.
for representation, for explanation.
Daniel Maanza, sorry, representing
Yes.
Diana, then George Kithi,
Yes?
Wanga Mboya, Cecil Miller.
Good.
Yes.
I want to deal with the last three.
Yes.
Kithi, Mboya, and Sisi Miller, right? Yes, Governor?
Yes.
You heard me yesterday making an application for... You heard me yesterday in the morning make an application for their summons, yes?
Yes.
Did you have a look at that summons that were presented before the Senate?
I was not a party to those summons, so I didn't.
I'll show you. Look at the persons we sought their summons.
Yes.
Number 9. Who is number 9?
Kwanga Mboya?
Kwanga Mboya. Is that your advocate?
Yes.
Proceed.
They are my advocates in my capacity.
The next quorum. Read the next quorum.
No, let me answer that.
Read the next quorum,
I
Governor.
cannot go to the next quorum without answering the question.
Governor, I have not put any question to you. Read the next quorum.
Which number is that?
This quorum, Governor. This one and these are the quorums.
Yeah, I can read, yes.
Yes, read the next quorum, Governor.
Kwanga Mboya and Company Advocates.
Yes.
To shed light on single payments of up to Kenya shillings 80 million.
80 million, yes.
Deposited in the firm's account in July 2019.
What documents were we seeking from that advocate?
These advocates, the documents are here.
Mr. Speaker, at this juncture, I wish to request to interject
Okay.
on an objection, Mr. Speaker.
Right.
Mr. Speaker, reference to the advocates, that is Kwanga Mboya and Cecil Miller, is in relation to an issue that arose in the morning and this House rejected. So basically, arousing the same would warrant admission of further documents at this particular point, which is past the hour. I would urge my learned friend to desist from that line of cross-examination and deal with the issues that are within the House. And if he wants us to answer, then we need to have documents admitted so that they may be relied upon by the House.
So are you saying the documents he has given the governor were not admitted?
The documents that, the only way he can answer those questions...
No, answer me, eh? Are you saying the document he has given the governor was not admitted? If it was not, then I would not accept it.
It is only the notice of appointment that is admitted. But in relation to questions that have been put touching on those firms of advocates, that evidence was rejected by this court in the morning.
But I can answer those questions. I can answer.
But nevertheless, the governor says that he can
Mr.
answer.
Speaker,
But for him to answer, we need to have those documents also admitted.
Thank you. Mr. Nyamo, you don't have to be afraid for anything. You'll have your time to rebut. It's now my
No,
time
Mr.
to
Speaker,
bite.
on a point of order.
It's now my time to bite the cherry. Mr. Governor, you are my witness.
Yeah, what's your point of order, Sen?
You are my
Governor?
witness, Governor.
Yeah, just a minute, Council. Yes.
I can't allow the council to
Governor.
proceed in this manner. His client, the mover of the motion, made very grievous allegations about myself and the county government of Nairobi. He has made allegations on councils who are acting for the county and they were paid. There were court orders, Mr. Speaker. Just for 1 minute, I want to answer. On the case of Kwanga Mboya, Mr. Speaker.
I have not put any question to him, Governor.
Just hold
You
on.
have mentioned,
Hold
you
on,
have given me a
Yeah.
copy
Yes.
which has details of county lawyers who are paid. This is not corruption money, Mr. Speaker. I want to explain this. Mr. Speaker, we allocated 8 billion by the World Bank to construct markets, fire stations in Nairobi City County, Mr. Speaker. And if you look at the brief of World Bank, Mr. Speaker, they were withdrawing the 8 billion because of land grabbing, Mr. Speaker. They had challenges. On Kangura Road Fire Station, Mr. Speaker, there was an encroachment of a 10-story building by one Musa Chelago Yego,
Mr. Speaker,
former
kindly
Flying Squad
with your
commander.
guidance, which question is the witness
Mr.
answering?
Speaker,
I have not put a question to him.
On the payment of Kwanga Mboya.
It's clarifying.
I just need a minute.
I have not put a question in respect to that
Mr.
advocate.
Speaker,
I am yet
a
to
minute.
build
Order,
it.
order, Council.
I managed to finish that, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we demolished this building. The county government demolished this building. We didn't want to lose these funds from the World Bank, Mr. Speaker. We demolished the building. Fire station was constructed. It's complete today. The owner of the building, who is the Flying Squad commander, he retired 2 months ago, took us to court, Mr. Speaker. In case number 218, petition number 218, Constitutional Court, 218 of 2008. Petitioner Musa Yego. Respondent, Nairobi State County Government. Mr. Speaker, we lost the case. The ruling is here, Mr. Speaker.
Okay.
And there's a decree, we were forced by court to pay 80 million. Let me finish, Mr. Speaker. 80 million was paid to Kwangamboya for almost transmission to the vendor's lawyer, which he did. In this case, Mr. Speaker, the fees for Kwangamboya is only 4 million. And the documents say we have never even paid a coin, Mr. Speaker. Cecil Miller, Mr. Speaker, the case for Ruaraka School, where the taxpayers' money, 1.5 billion was lost. Miller won that case. The land for Ruaraka Primary School worth 4 billion was reverted back to the county government of Nairobi. These are legal fees and they are court orders, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, Council, put your question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's common.
Put your question.
What documents did we seek, or what were we seeking from them? The next quorum. Yes? What document were we seeking from that advocate, Mr. Governor?
Which advocate?
Kwangamboya.
You are seeking some documents, I'm not aware. Maybe you explain to me.
Mr. Speaker, again.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, with your permission, again we are going to an arena that we passed in the morning. He is referring to documents that are not actually admitted. And he wants to cross-examine.
That is the question I asked you, and you also you were just circumlocuting. I asked you whether the document that has been given to the governor was admitted or not.
Mr. Speaker, that is the letter that we wrote to this honorable house. And the document written to this particular house in respect to a matter becomes subject of a matter. Mr. Speaker, this is what we call the doctrine of res gestae. Facts otherwise not relevant becoming relevant. These are the summons, they form part of the records. They form part of the records.
Okay, let's proceed.
Yes, thank you for the protection, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Governor, kindly read the documents.
Yes, I can read. Where do you want me to read?
Yes, that column.
Okay. The column, pre-qualification by the county government.
What are we asking, Governor?
On pre-qualification?
Yes. What other document were we seeking?
Letter of instruction for the case.
Yes. What else?
Fee notes.
Correct.
Tax compliance certificate and evidence of tax payment. Then dates of payment, Mr. Speaker.
Is Mr. Is Mr. Kwangamboya before this house as your advocate this afternoon?
Yes.
Good.
Even you are representing your clients. At the end of the day, the assembly is going to pay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Is he present?
Yes.
Good. Let's go to C.C. Miller.
He is not accused. He's not an accused person.
Let's go to C.C. Miller.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
What documents were we asking for?
From Mr. Cecil Miller, you are asking for...
The same documents, yes?
Those are your colleagues. You could have written to them direct instead of asking me these questions.
Governor.
The instructions come from the county attorney, not from the governor.
Governor.
So you could have written to them. They are your colleagues. I'm not supposed to answer these questions. Just deal with my impeachment.
Governor, you will answer.
Okay.
If you want to be acquitted by this house, you'll answer the questions. You will not choose what to say and what to do.
Okay,
you
Mr.
are a witness.
Just proceed, Council.
How much did you say Kwangamboya was paid?
Mr. Speaker, he was paid 80 million.
80 million.
After a decree that was issued by Justice, the order is here with me.
Yes, how much was he paid?
80 million.
80 million.
By Justice Mativo. So these are ruling by Justice Mativo.
No, don't take documents that are not before the Senate.
But the court order is in the public domain.
Those don't take
If
documents.
you Google Kenya law reports, you'll get this order.
When was he paid that amount?
Who now?
Kwangamboya.
Okay, I've got the...
Kwangamboya, when was he paid?
I've got the voucher here with me,
yes.
Mr. Speaker. I've got the bank receipts. Let me just check. Just give me a minute for that, please. I'll just answer you right now, please.
Mr. Speaker, we are limiting ourselves to the documents that I have. These are not documents before the Senate.
No,
but you see, you have answered the question of when he was paid. I've got the bank statement. How the RTGS was paid to him. After 1 hour, he transferred the money to the...
When was he paid?
He transferred the money to the vendor's lawyer. Even his fees, which he raised to us, was 4 million. Okay, when he was paid, Mr. Speaker...
Yes, how much fees did he raise?
I'm coming to that.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, he was paid on 16th July 2019.
And
And he's talking about funds being diverted for 2020.
Wait, Cece Miller, how much was he paid?
Let me finish about this transaction.
Cece Miller,
Let me finish, Council.
Governor, it's me leading.
My friend, let me finish. Let me finish. You have asked the question.
Let him answer.
Okay.
Council.
Yeah, pole pole. What a speedy. Mimi sipeleka kumbio, my friend. I'm a fan of cases. So, Mr. Speaker, the money was paid from the county account on the 16th July 2019 to Kwanga Mboya's account 0113623028200, Kwanga Mboya and Company Advocates. The same day, after 1 hour, Kwanga Mboya remitted the monies to beneficiary, Okoth and Kiplagat and Company Advocates, who was the vendor's lawyer, Musa Yego's lawyer, based on a decree that was issued by Justice Mativo of High Court of Kenya.
Okay.
Vide case number, which I've mentioned, 218.
Mr. Speaker, with your kind permission.
2018.
If the witness is not going, if I will not be allowed to lead the witness, we will not be able to lead the evidence that we have. Because the witness will have the risk of going on the frolic of his own, as he is now doing.
You are the one who raised the question, Council.
What I want is that, you give him time to respond.
Yeah, but again, he cannot respond to the questions that he has not been asked. That's the purpose of cross-examination.
Okay, proceed.
So, how much, you said he was paid on which day?
Now let me refer to the statement,
correct?
To the statement again. Mr. Speaker, he was paid on 16th.
On 16th.
July 2019.
How much or what was the invoice that he had raised?
Sorry, come again?
What was the invoice that he had raised?
The invoice is here with me. Being payments, okay, this is the legal fee. The invoice, this is the invoice he raised. Being payment of legal fees in respect of petition number 218 of 2018, Musa Yego versus Nairobi County Government. The invoice for his fees was 5 million.
5 million.
17,000.
Thank you. Would you explain to this?
After tax.
Would you explain to this Senate?
I've not finished about the legal payment.
Would you
Council, I have not finished.
You have answered
You referred me to the invoice. Let me finish the
You
details.
have answered the question. I am satisfied with the answer.
No,
it's my answer.
6 million is not the total payment. We have not deducted taxes.
Okay.
I am satisfied with that answer.
I am not satisfied with my answer.
No. But Governor, order Governor. You are.
Mr. Speaker, I must.
But you are not the one who asked the question, so you cannot be satisfied with your own. Whoever has asked says he's satisfied with the answer. So wait for the next question.
Mr. Speaker, I'm on oath.
I'm
on oath. I don't know to give a misleading answer.
Mr. Speaker, can this witness be controlled?
Okay. Council, just hold on. Yeah.
5 million as per the invoice, Mr. Speaker, is not the final legal payment.
That question was put.
This was the initial amount. Taxes had to be removed. So the final legal fee we are supposed to pay Kongamboya is 4 million and not 5 million.
I'm also satisfied, Mr. Governor.
Okay.
I'm also satisfied.
The House was not satisfied.
I now lead you to the blue file.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
You have it? Have it?
Yeah.
E1. E1, the big
E1.
file.
Yes, I can look for it.
Have it, Governor?
Yes.
The big blue file.
Yeah.
And you go with me to page 77 very fast.
I'll not go with you. I'll just go to page 47. Why should I go with you? Let me look for it. I can't go with you. I can go alone.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I'm looking for the file.
Thank you. Yes.
Which page, please?
Page 77.
Okay.
Open with me page 77.
Which volume, please?
The blue file.
The
Big blue, yes, that one. Are you on page 77, Governor?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir.
That is a copy of the extracts of the IFMIS, yes?
Yes.
I want you to look at entry labeled 0305, yes?
It's not visible.
305. You will see, Mr. Governor, it's visible. I can
305.
see. Yes, this one.
Come and show me. Okay.
Can you read out the details?
Let me put on my torch. I can't see.
Is it getting darker? Or so?
No, Mr. Speaker, it's faint. The font is...
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Read that entry. What does it relate to?
15th July 2019.
Yes.
15th July 2019. Huh?
What action on the next column is taking place?
Outward transmission of 80 million.
Yes. Who was the recipient?
Kwanga Mboya and Company Advocates.
Apollo Mboya and Company Advocates, correct?
Yeah, yes.
80 million.
Not Apollo Mboya. There's no Apollo.
Sorry,
there.
not Apollo.
Yeah.
Kwanga Mboya,
You are
yes.
misleading the House.
Kwanga Mboya, yes?
Yes.
80 million paid on the 15th as against an invoice of 5 million, yes?
Sorry?
Yes, Mr. Governor, Mr. Kenyanji, would you let the witness be?
Okay, proceed, Council. Yeah, 80 million in favor of Kwanga Mboya.
Look at entry labeled 301.
Yes, I'm there.
What does it relate to?
Same date, 15th.
15th, yes?
Yes, 2019, not 2020.
Yes.
Yeah.
What action is taking place?
A payment of 30 million to Abdullahi Gitari.
An RTGS,
and
yes?
Yambo Advocates.
How much was paid?
15th July 2019.
Yes.
1 year ago, he was paid.
It's okay. I go to the next page, page 78. Entry 306. Can you see it? 306.
But Mr. Speaker, why are you comparing with other clients?
Mr. Governor.
Other lawyers for payments.
Entry 306.
Okay. 306, yes.
Yes. What action is taking place? Which date and what action?
Repeat yourself, please.
306. What date is it?
Is it 306? This page is not 306. The end is 305. Maybe,
Okay,
maybe I go to the next page. 77, the end is 305. 306. Where? The top is 218, not 306. Mr. Speaker is misleading the House.
You're not referring to
Yeah,
the
306 is
I
referring
told you to
item number
refer.
1 is
I told you to refer to page 77, 78, not
You have
70,
said 77. This is 77.
78.
Okay. Give me 77. 78.
So where's 7?
Page 78.
Give me page 78. You have not given me page 78. Let me look for it, please. You asked for 77. Now you're asking for 78.
Yes,
Okay, let me look.
78.
Okay, look for 78.
And you look at entry labeled 306.
Okay. 70, the next page. The next page.
Governor, mindful of time. Yes?
Yes.
Move very fast.
Yes.
306. What action is taking place?
73. I want 78. The next page. Oh, 3 looks like 8. Okay. Yes, I'm there, Mr. Speaker.
What action is taking place?
Mr. Speaker, the action taking place, another transaction 15th July 2019 and not 2020.
Yes.
I know your allegations are
Yes.
heading to. These are payment, Mr. Speaker. Nairobi City County paying Cecil Miller and Company Advocates.
How much was paid to Sisi Miller?
80 million.
Yes?
80 million.
83 million, correct?
Million.
I want you to confirm that all this amount of money was paid on the same day, on 15th of July 2019, correct?
It is correct, and it is not a big.
Correct or not correct?
When money reflected to the
It's
county
okay.
account from this
It's okay.
checker. Yes.
And you have had us alleging and adducing evidence that that is the money that was meant for the bursary. Yes? Go with me to page number 1.
No, let me answer the question. Mr. Speaker,
Go to me.
no, I
take
can't go there to answer the question.
Okay,
Mr. Speaker,
let him answer, then he will.
Mr. Speaker, the lawyer is behaving like his client. He just wants to mislead the House. I was very clear about the bursary funds. These transactions, Mr. Speaker, are dated 15th June 2019. The financial year ended in 2020 September. And there is proof that the funds were transferred back to CBK. They were not used.
Governor, what budget are we questioning in our ground one?
You are questioning,
you
are questioning bursary, budget, and I've answered that. And I've given you proof that
Governor,
no coin was used from the bursary fund.
Okay.
Maybe go to the CBK statement and see the money is there.
I hear you, now hear me.
Yes.
Kindly confirm that the budget that we are dealing with is 2019-2020, yes?
There were two budgets. There are several budgets for...
I want you to confirm yes or no.
I referred to 3 different budgets in this
I want you to confirm. But I've told you now that I'm dealing with not those other ones.
No.
We are dealing with that budget, Mr. Governor.
Mr. Speaker, this is a previous financial year, Mr. Speaker.
When does government year begin to run?
This is, let me see.
When does it begin to run?
Okay, this is July, Mr. Speaker. Is this true? The next financial year, 2019-2020.
So that's the financial year we're dealing with, yes?
Yes.
Good. I want to refer you to the same file, and you now go to page 1.
Yes.
That is an invoice, correct?
Let me get it first, please. Yes, I got it, Mr. Speaker.
You're there, Governor?
Yes.
What does that invoice relate to?
This is a payment.
Yes?
This is a payment, being payment of transfer of bursary funds.
Transfer of bursary funds.
This is a written document.
It's okay.
I don't know the authenticity of this.
It's okay. The same document you referred.
It is unwritten, not electronic document.
Governor?
Not from the CBK statement.
How much money is in issue in that invoice?
Sorry?
How much money is in issue? How much money are we looking at?
297,500,000 of 2019, and it went direct to the cooperative bank account.
I have not asked where it went.
Yes.
Confirm to this house that that is the money appearing on ground 1 of our portion.
No, it is a total lie. The money...
I have asked you the figures.
No, it is a total lie. I have said...
Governor, hear me out. Confirm that 297,500,000 is the money in question or money the subject of these proceedings.
Okay, can you allow me to answer you?
No, confirm.
No, it is, you are lying. I want to answer the question.
Let him answer, yes.
Mr. Speaker, as I've said earlier, financial year 2018-2019, the allocation for bursary was 297,500,000, and I aired a clip.
It's okay.
Showing the master check for the same amount.
It's okay.
And Mr. Speaker, I have a statement how this amount was utilized. From CRF account, it went to cooperative bank account, and we have a list of all the beneficiaries, Mr. Speaker, from the county.
But it's talking about 2019. Okay.
Yeah, okay. This is 2019. Again, Mr. Speaker, 2019-2020, we allocated the same similar amount, 297,500,000,000 again to for bursary.
It's okay.
And towards the end of the financial year, we have a statement from CBK confirming around September the funds were not disbursed. There was no disbursement from the checker due to the COVID-19 challenges. Schools were closed. Okay. We returned this money back to the...
It's okay.
And the statements are there, Mr. Speaker.
I hear you, Mr. Governor.
That's fine.
But as much as I hear you, I want you to refer to page 76 of the same document. Are you there? 76?
Give me a minute, please. Which page, please, Council?
76.
76.
Mr. Kenyanjui, don't coach the witness. He is my witness. You'll have time when I yield.
I'm the Senate's witness, not your witness, please. Okay, Council, I've got the document. Mr. Speaker.
Okay.
Page 76.
Are you there,
Yes.
Governor?
Yes.
Look at entry labeled 261. Correct? 61.
Yes, please. Yes.
261. Yes?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
What date is it?
It is saying
What date?
that it is 12 July 2019.
Yes? What action is taking place?
The action is outward RTGS
Yes?
of two.
No, RTGS. From which account to which account?
This is from CBK to the county account.
CBK?
Let me just confirm.
No. Mr. Governor. Governor, please.
A second, kindly.
There is an intervention. Senator Olekina,
Governor, let me show you.
just hold on. Senator Olekina, what's your intervention?
Mr. Speaker,
Yes, proceed. I can answer that.
You are off record. Okay.
I am on mic. Off. And now? Okay. Mr. Speaker, I'm not sure whether I'm the only visitor in Jerusalem. I have no clue what the documents they're referring to. I'm trying to follow. I can't see. I got lost in between the documents which were being introduced and this current document. So if they can refer us to the file, the document, we can follow.
Council, which document are you referring to?
We are referring to this big blue file labeled as 9A. And Mr. Kinyanjui, stop quoting the witness.
Council Kinyanjui.
Council Kinyanjui.
You are the one who was complaining yesterday about...
I don't know why he's losing the decorum of a senior council.
Take your seat.
I was informing His Excellency the Governor.
Yep.
You seek leave. You seek leave.
Okay, you okay?
You seek leave of the chair.
I have, Mr. Speaker, so I did raise my hand, and
Okay.
you have a motion to be.
Okay.
And I think Mr. Njiro did not see that.
Okay, what is your...
Oh, honorable members, I don't mean any disrespect. What I was whispering to His Excellency the Governor is that in any case of any document he needs, he can just...
We can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was informing His Excellency the Governor, whispering to him because Mr. Njiro was addressing, I think, another issue that on the file that we have to reference, it is their documents, and so I'm taking a little bit longer to look for them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, Governor. I'm assuming that now you have the document, correct?
Let me go back to the document.
No.
You have somehow confused me. Okay, you've told me entry number, page 76, yeah?
Page 76.
I am there.
Entry labeled 261.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, entry number...
The date is which date?
Mr. Speaker, the entry number 261, the date is 12 July
12th July
2019.
2019. Count.
Very good. Yes.
Is this the money that you said was returned to CBK?
Yes. Let me answer.
Do you have evidence of...
A question cannot answer another
Listen.
question, please.
Governor, I'm asking you.
I've given you time. Let me
Confirm that this is the money that you are
I cannot confirm
Okay.
because an answer cannot answer another answer. You have let me ask, give me a question.
Let's
Give me
have
an
some...
answer.
Okay, you answer what he has asked
Yes,
first, then
yes.
systematically.
Okay.
And let me refresh. I want you
No,
to
I cannot.
confirm.
No, I don't want you to refresh. I don't want you to refresh. I've got the question. Let me answer.
Order, please. This is a court, and we need to follow the proceedings. Please, let's conduct ourselves in a civil manner.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, okay.
So can I answer, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, allow me to refresh the question for his
I have the
benefit.
question,
No,
Mr.
he says he has had the question,
I
so
have heard the question.
let him answer. He doesn't need to be refreshed.
Mr. Speaker,
Yeah.
let me answer the question.
Answer.
The council is repeating himself in the manner in which is asking questions, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, The council is referring to the disbursement of 2019 for bursary. Mr. Speaker, immediately after his clients were charged in court.
No, that's not the question.
No, I'm answering.
I'll come to that.
That is how I'm answering. You have a way of asking questions, I've got a way of answering. So kindly.
Okay.
Yesterday you gave ruling.
I'll take less than a minute. Mr. Speaker.
Council, just hold on.
Only,
let's see.
Yes, Mr.
only
Speaker.
one, Mr. Speaker. You give us directions.
Let me answer, please.
That when a question of yes or no is put, and this was confirmed by Senator Judge Manzayo, an experienced judge, that an answer must be given in that nature.
Council, just to relax.
The answer is no, and I've got reasons why it is no. So let me explain why it's no, why you are misleading the House. I'm on oath. I cannot lie to the House. I was once a senator. I know the repercussions of lying.
Okay.
This House has powers equivalent to the powers of High Court. I can be charged with perjury.
Proceed to answer.
So just relax, Council. Let me answer. Mr. Speaker, with all the due respect, the Council is misleading the House. Immediately after his clients were charged in court for stealing taxpayers' money, diverting to their proxy's account, to their wife's account, I immediately stopped the process of issuing checks direct to MCS. What we did, Mr. Speaker, and we have a law which we amended and it is in the public domain, we agreed that all payments should be taken to the bank, request for payment should be taken to the bank, then the county, through the bank, our bank is Cooperative Bank, transmits the money through RTGS direct to schools. And Mr. The page where the council is referring to, and I want to repeat myself, to page 76 of his affidavit, whatever. Transaction number 261, 12th July 2019. This is a genuine transaction, Mr. Speaker. The same debt, this same amount is captured in the statement, Mr. Speaker.
That statement
number
is
one, Mr. Speaker, the statement, same debt,
Mr. Speaker,
12th July.
Mr. Speaker, if you may.
Just after
May the witness
30 minutes.
restrict himself to the documents before you.
It is in the, Mr. Speaker, 12th July 2019. This same money.
Governor, are those documents with us?
They are not filed.
Mr. Speaker, this is a statement from Cooperative Bank. The same money is alleging.
No,
it is found in the statement for bursary for previous years. The money was transferred to Cooperative Bank. It has a list of all the beneficiaries. Over 100,000 students.
The document is not before
you. But what we are saying, if it's not filed, then you can't use it.
Correct.
That is the rule.
Correct, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Council, what do you want to?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, honorable senators. Mr. Kwangamboya sought to produce these documents, and he pleaded because he has been negatively implicated by that notice of summons, and he sought, please allow me to produce this whole bunch so that I can demonstrate what has been alleged against him, and he has now referred to the documents disputing the alleged receipt of
he was asking you yesterday. Yesterday was already out of time.
No. I'm sorry.
If it's yesterday.
Mr. Speaker, sir, it's because, with respect, honorable members, with respect, it's because the summons were sought for by Mr. Njiru. And the ruling was delivered by Mr. Speaker, sir, yesterday that he should be summoned, and yet he was not originally within the witnesses sought by the prosecuting team. So when the grant was made that summons can issue, immediately he rose and said, may I have the leave to have the documents brought in? We anticipated, although it's wrong to anticipate pursuant to your rules, that he could produce these documents in defense of his position. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members.
Mr. Speaker.
I'm closing. I'm justifying why, because an attack has been made on His Excellency. Why are you referring to documents you have not brought? They are the author of this scenario. With respect, served late. Their notification. Had they told us in advance?
Kenyanju is eating into our time.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, sir, that is the reason why.
And the application is belated.
Okay.
Governor, answer the question.
Okay, let the governor proceed.
Is that the amount of the money you said was returned to CPK?
Yes, the amount of the money returned to CBK, yes, is the same.
Do you have evidence of return?
Yes, the CBK, I've got the CBK
Have you
statement.
tabled that evidence before this
Yes,
tribunal?
during my, when I was testifying in the morning, I tabled the document is in the affidavit, in my affidavit. The amounts in figures were the same. 2018, 2019, 2020, the amounts were the same.
Okay, let's make progress.
And Mr. Speaker, maybe as the Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, Mr. Speaker,
Governor,
some of the
Yes, Governor, yes.
documents.
take the next file.
Mr. Speaker, with your permission, please.
9B.
On the floor, yes, Senator.
Thank you.
The Governor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with all the due respect, Mr. Speaker, as my counsels indicated earlier, the counsel served us with his files and affidavits past 7 p.m., the day we were supposed to be filed. We requested for these statements at Cooperative Bank. They were very voluminous, Mr. Speaker. They are over 600 pages. Actually, we were delayed by the bank in printing of these statements. They were satisfied today in the morning, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, with all the due respect, I was a member of this House. I'm requesting, because we made 80 copies, these are bank statements. If, I don't know, in the instance of time, if I can be allowed either to serve a copy to the clerk or yourself, Mr. Speaker, so that the funds is referring
You've pronounced yourself on that issue. So let's proceed, Governor.
I'm just requesting the House from another angle. You have never been a senator, my friend.
Okay,
It's a language we are appealing
Governor.
to colleagues.
Governor, okay, I've heard your question. I'll respond to that.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed, Counsel.
Governor, do you have this volume of document labeled 10H? It's your document?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Please open with me page 170.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I'm there, page 170.
What is the document that you're looking at?
This Central Bank of Kenya.
Yes.
It is a transaction showing stopped RTGS payments. It is dated 1st September 2020. And the transaction is 12th July 2019.
How much money is in issue?
It's same. I've told you the allocation for bursary fund was the same. Previous year same and 2019-2020 is the same.
Is that document indicating a refund or a return of that amount?
No, this is a refund because it is saying stopped. And by then there were no allocation from the exchequer because of COVID challenges.
Was it refunded?
No, this is another financial year. This
Yes,
was refunded. It was refunded
When
on first.
Was that money refunded?
This document has been authenticated.
When was the money refunded, Governor?
First, it was not refunded. It was not even available.
Okay, when was it returned?
All the counties didn't have money, Mr. Speaker, due to COVID challenges.
I am looking at the date. When?
It was withdrawn from the IB. It doesn't mean it was returned.
Which date, Governor?
1st September 2020.
1st September.
Yes. But the transaction we are talking of, 16th July 2019, is captured in the statement, the same date.
I
It
know
went
I
to
am
all the
asking those
schools
questions.
through RTGS.
Governor, I am aware that you know the provisions of Section 30 of the County Government Act, yes?
Yes.
And you know it relates the functions of the governor, correct?
Yes.
And I know you're aware that among the functions of the governor is to be accountable for the management and use of the county resources, yes?
Yes.
Is that one of your functions?
No, but
That is one of your functions.
but in the recent
Governor,
ruling by this
I am reading the
honorable
law.
House in the Waiguru impeachment.
I am reading the law, Governor.
Okay.
I am putting to you that Section 30
Yes.
requires you to be accountable for the management and use of the county resources, yes?
If I've broken one of those laws, but for now I've not broken anything.
You are aware, Governor, that you are the buck stops with you, yes? In the management and accountability.
In some of the
Mr.
areas,
Speaker, may
in
we
some
have
of the areas,
protection
all the
because
issues, but in some areas, chief
Mr.
officers.
Kenyanjui is passing notes to the governor, and it's very offensive.
Mr. Kenyanjui,
Mr. Kenyanjui, be honorable as a Senate counsel.
I think I want to caution you now. This is not a market. This is the Senate of the Republic of Kenya. And sitting here now as a court. Please, if you don't behave with decorum, I will have no choice but to ask you to leave. Proceed.
You're also aware that among the functions that you have is to submit county plans and policies to the county assembly for approvals, yes?
Mr. Speaker,
that is your function,
Mr.
yes
Speaker,
or no?
Before I proceed, this is a simple note from Harrison, and give it to the Sergeant at Arms to pass it over you. He's advising me, just become the lawyer wants to annoy you, relax, respect the Honorable Senate. So the advocate is advising me. I can give it to the Sergeant at Arms.
Governor, okay.
But he knows that is wrong.
We take that.
You can consult your advocate,
Governor,
Mr. Speaker, during proceedings.
As a governor.
Thank you.
You are aware that among your functions is to submit the county plans and policies to the county assembly, yes?
Yes.
I now want to refer you to file labeled as 9B. Are you there? 9B, Honorable Senators.
No, he needs to be given the file.
Let me look for it.
9B, the black file. The black file. Move with me to page 631. Governor.
Yeah, just a minute, I'm moving the previous slide. Which are here.
I can share this with you, Governor. You now have the file. 631, yes? You're there, Governor?
Yes.
But before that, move with me with speed to confirm that that is a tender document relating to Dandora Stadium, yes?
Yes.
Would you kindly read out the description of that project, where it is highlighted, the first paragraph?
Proposed stadia have a 3,000 capacity sitting on concrete terraces.
Yes, concrete?
Terraces.
Yes.
And steel truss.
Yes.
Like carbonated sheets.
Correct. What was the stadium to be constructed of?
Concrete.
Concrete what? Terraces, yes?
Yes.
Move with me to page 808. Governor, you will not be there if you go with that speed. Yes?
Yes.
Confirm, before we read that letter, to whom the project or the tender was awarded to.
Scanjet Construction Limited.
Scanjet Construction, yes?
Yes.
Look at the letter dated 12th of September 2018.
Yes.
Who is the author?
The Chief Officer, Urban Renewal Housing and Project Management.
Is that your officer?
Yes.
Is that officer under you? Is that your officer?
She's no longer there with us.
No, I'm not asking the personality,
She's
the
not
office.
She's not my officer. She's no longer with us, Mr. Speaker.
Do you have an office in your county government structures labeled as Urban Renewal Housing and Project Management?
Yeah, we have that department. We don't have such an officer.
You have that department, yes?
Yes.
What is the content of that letter?
The entire letter, the content.
Yes. Would you read the first?
Proposed construction of and completion of 4 stadia within Nairobi.
Yes. Read the first paragraph.
A site visit conducted on the 12th September 2018 at Dandora established the following.
Yes.
That you have continued to do works that were not in the contract.
Yes.
Bills of quantities and drawings, especially the heavily reinforced and expansive concrete complaints
What was the company doing?
constructing the stadium.
With what materials?
But there was an addendum.
With what materials, Governor? We'll come to that.
Works. I'm not an engineer, so.
What materials were being used, concrete or steel?
You have deviated from reinforced concrete terraces. But no, it's not me, because I'm not
It's okay, Governor. Read. What deviation was done?
You have deviated from reinforced concrete terraces and preparing grounds for steel terraces.
Yeah. Move with me to page 841. Yes? Page 841. Yes, are you there?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Confirm that that is a report from the Public Procurement and Regulation Authority dated 23rd September 2019, yes?
Yes.
If you are there, then move very fast to page 856.
Yes.
Would you read entry or paragraph number 5?
Forgery of documents.
Yes, read.
The contract documents appear to have been forged, including a cabinet memo to state that the stadium should be steel structures when the work is at 70% complete.
Yes, continue.
All the photocopied documents submitted to the authority